modern women. What will they think of next? Now, I can't answer that. I just hope whatever it is, it's better than Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre, written and directed by Guy Ritchie, who did Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch, the 2019 Aladdin movie. Yes, believe it or not, the man that directed a bunch of British action comedies with a whole bunch of wit and Jason Statham did the Aladdin 2019 movie that did not have Jason Statham. It did have Naomi Scott, and that's really good. And also the guy that played Aladdin, whose name escapes me right now. He should be in more movies. He is not in Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre. But Guy Ritchie also did Swept Away. Remember that really shit Madonna movie? No, not, that one. No, not that one. The one where they're on the beach, where the beach is on the beach. Also, he did Rock and Rolla, Strut and Strolla, as well as Sherlock Holmes 1 and 2, and The Gentleman. Now, I remember not liking The Gentleman very much, but I thought it had a pretty good cast, and this also has a very good cast, because Jason Statham from The Transporter, and The Transporter 2, and The Transporter 3, and various other movies, Hobbs and Shaw, and a whole bunch of other movies. Jason Statham is just great and hilarious and witty and a great action star, and I love watching him. I love Jason Statham. Even in the movies, they aren't all that great. Crank 2, High Voltage. Jason Statham is a really great action star that is also hilarious. Speaking of somebody that's also hilarious, Aubrey Plaza's in this. Aubrey Plaza is a woman that I will watch in just about everything. She's hilarious, and my goodness, she's gorgeous. She is so goddamn gorgeous, but again, also hilarious. She understands comedic timing. Parks and Recreation proved that. And Carrie Ells, I assume I pronounced that right. I don't actually know if I did. As You Wish. Oh, my sweet Wesley. And Hugh Grant's in this. Hugh Grant, who looks like you could take half of his face and make a whole nother person at this point. Josh Hartnett. Where's Josh Hartnett been? I mean, he's not the most amazing actor, but I always thought that he got a raw deal. 30 Days of Night, or 30 Days and 39, no, 30 Days of Night. That vampire movie where they're in New Alaska. And Bugsy Malone. No, not that one. Not Bugsy McGraw, who, well, there are two Bugsy McGraws in wrestling. He is not that. He plays a man named JJ. Not JJ Dillon, not Double J, Jeff Jarrett, J-E, double F, J-A, double R-E, double T. A lot of wrestling references here. Peter Fernando, not Sam Fernando Valley, and also Max Beasley, who plays Ben Harris. Ben Harris, a name that will live in infamy. And this is basically a series of tropes and standards of Guy Ritchie, spy, double, turn, drama, comedy. I mean, it's really hard. He mind melds a bunch of genres and just manages to, poke fun at the whole spy genre while also having fun of double turns and triple turns and all that, and everybody trying to screw over the other. And this basically is a spy caper with a certain group over here, a certain group over here, trying to get to something called the handle that is so goddamn captivating and something that everybody wants. Literally everybody wants. It's everything they want. It's everything they need. It's everything they desire. And you will see what it is when you see Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre, which, by the way, I'm not even certain I got that pronunciation correct. And it was a really odd title. So yes, this handle is worth $10 billion. And everybody wants it. And Jason Statham as a group, led by Carrie Ells, funding the goddamn thing. And he wanted a certain guy that actually wasn't part of the whole thing because he decided to go to a whole nother group. But then Sarah, played by Aubrey Plaza, comes from that group and comes over here. And then there's also this guy named Mike, played by Peter San Fernando Valley. And basically, it's just a series of, oh, we got to do this. We got to help our team. We got to make sure that we capture this guy. Oh, wait, this shit's happening. We got to copy this stuff. Spy tech and gunfire and loud noises. And comedic attempts. And boy, do I mean attempts. I must say right now that Guy Ritchie, actually at his best, at the peak of his powers, is a pretty witty writer and director. He understands how to focus on cast. Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels was fun and indie. Snatch was just an updated version of that. Dennis Farina was absolutely hilarious in that, especially, and as well as Brad Pitt. Look like a boxer, don't you, sir? And from there, we basically just come forward to Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre, that is like all those tropes that Guy Ritchie has helped develop from Lock, Stock through Snatch and a whole bunch of other stuff, only not done very well. In fact, I'm not going to lie, I pretty much hated this movie. In fact, I really, really hated this movie, and I didn't want to hate this movie because I turned my brain off. I wasn't expecting anything great. I mean, The Gentleman, again, wasn't all that great, but I'm like, all right, maybe Guy Ritchie can get back to form. It has all the earmarks of a Guy Ritchie movie, but it feels safe, subdued, and stagnant. It doesn't feel like it's actually... There's no sense of stakes, and I don't even mean the meat. There's just no sense that anybody is in danger or anybody is doing anything except taking place in a spy caper vacuum. It all feels safe, and the action scenes don't feel all that great. They're badly edited. Aubrey Plaza makes the best of the dialogue that is not very witty, and also two other writers, Ivan Atkinson and Marn Davies, who also wrote The Gentleman. I would like to remind you, it was a movie so forgettable, I actually had to watch some clips of it to say, oh yeah, I did watch that, because I actually forgot I even reviewed it. Guy Ritchie, I think, is really starting to stumble, because while this movie has a couple moments that could come alive, none of it feels like we're, oh shit, these characters are in danger, or oh shit, this is really witty, or man, this is so investing. No, it's just all shit that you've seen before and done better by Guy Ritchie and other directors, but especially by Guy Ritchie. You can only do the same thing so many goddamn times before it gets stale. Jason Statham feels wasted in this. They barely explore any of the characters. It almost feels like we get dropped right in the middle of a goddamn trilogy where the first movie took place, and then suddenly we're learning all about these characters, and we learn barely anything. By all, I mean we learn a few pieces of dialogue. This person went from here, this. Jason Statham wants to be on vacation, but he's drugged back into this whole damn thing. And basically the handle turns out to be this really, really grand piece of equipment that everybody absolutely wants, and they want it so badly they're willing to kill for it. Eventually, kinda. People are willing to shoot each other, and there's violence, but it also feels very safe. It feels very, okay, people are getting shot. Okay, wow, these characters, I didn't care about them one goddamn bit. We even get a few flashbacks of how certain action scenes happen. Because they sounded so good before, let's watch them again. Oh, that's how it happened. And I didn't care before, and I don't care now. None of the characters mean anything. Hugh Grant is fine in this. Hugh Grant seems to be having a goddamn blast. Josh Hartnett does the best he can. And it's funny because Josh Hartnett is playing an actor who is being used in this whole plot to try and get at Hugh Grant's character, Greg. And gee, an actor trying to get at a famous person to take care of some plot, it's the unbearable weight of massive talent, Guy Ritchie style, except the unbearable weight of massive talent with Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal was actually good and funny and witty, and this isn't. This isn't at all. In fact, that's what I really think of Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre. And it also possibly hints at a sequel coming up. And while I'm sure everybody had fun watching it, and Aubrey Plaza, sweet Jesus, Aubrey Plaza looked great. My goodness, she was about the only good thing in this movie, about the only good, cast member of this, because she made the most of the dialogue that did really not click at all. It's overall just a movie that just feels it just feels like every fine detail or any, little bit of interest has been sawed and filed down. Like, they're smoothing out concrete and they're just letting it dry and everything. And then it's like it's dry and bland and banal. And while I'm sure it's meant to be entertaining, Guy Ritchie has done better than this. And unfortunately, it just ends up being pretty bad. Pretty goddamn bad overall. It's overly long. It's about 2 hours and barely has enough material for 90 goddamn minutes. Certain action scenes, just like, oh, these people are getting this. Or, oh, suddenly, wait, no, these people aren't in danger. These people are in danger and all this. And they try to do the twisty-turny stuff and it doesn't end up working at all. It's really all I gotta say. It is in theaters, Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre. And if you did not hear much about this movie, don't worry, because I don't anticipate this is going to do all that well. I watched it because why not? I live 6 miles from a movie theater, so I might as well watch it. But overall, can't recommend. Can't recommend this at all. 3, 2, 1, and spoilers. Okay, so the guy named Mike, Peter San Fernando Valley, is leading an operative group that's trying to pursue this handle. That's an AI program that can hack everything and can basically raise the price of gold. There's gold in their hills. They could use it to hack banking, make everybody's accounts go absolutely haywire, and then the price of gold goes up, and it will throw the entire world market into chaos. And everybody has to just try and find a way to stop that. Aubrey Plaza, Jason Statham's character Orson, along with JJ and Carrie Ellis, they get Josh Hartnett's character, who's a very, very famous actor. Danny, oh hi Danny, to go along with this whole thing. Aubrey Plaza posing as his girlfriend. Aubrey Plaza, by the way, just is ageless because she looks maybe 25 and she's nearly 4. She's not much younger than I am, and it's freaking incredible. I do once again want to praise Aubrey Plaza because she was one of the few good things about the Child's Play remake. From there, we get just people doing things and shooting. Shooting other characters. Jason Statham beats a bunch of people up, stabs them, shoots them, does all that stuff. They eventually figure out that Hugh Grant's character, while Rich, is not actually the whole part of this because his character Mike has actually gone rogue. No, Mike, how could you? Character that we only heard about, and that's really it. We only heard a little bit about, and we saw you a little bit, and then there's a shootout, and then Hugh Grant decides to have Danny join him because Danny was supposed to pose as an actor wanting to learn from Greg, and Danny is Greg's favorite actor. He ingratiates him into his household, just like, Pedro Pascal's character in The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Nicolas Cage. Only done better there. Way better. Even if you haven't seen The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, Operation Fortune Ruse de Guerre just feels bland and not very entertaining and not really well done as far as action. I mean, everything again feels safe, stagnant, and subdued, where I was almost falling asleep during this. This is almost agonizingly boring to the point where I nearly walked out, and not even because it's one of the worst things I've seen this year, but just, goddamn, I've seen this all before. That's really it. Eventually, they do end up getting this handle after doing a whole bunch of hacky spy stuff, and then they deliver it to Carrie Ellis, and he says, I have another deal for you. Well, no, we're going on vacation because Jason Statham's character was on vacation before, and we're doing all this, and Josh Hartnett and Hugh Grant are also in the movie business because Josh Hartnett is so enamored with Hugh Grant that they decide to recreate a scene where a bunch of satellite dishes are blown up and everything. And yeah, this movie, I'm sorry, this wasn't entertaining. Guy Ritchie can be entertaining. This was not a good example. This is a very bad example. This gets an F. This gets an absolute F. It is pretty goddamn shitty. So agree, disagree what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rickland. I'll see you soon.